The budget under scrutiny. David Cameron admits the public sector pay freeze is really a pay cut. Face to face with the public, the coalition leaders under pressure on exactly what the budget will mean.
I'm a firefighter and you're saying you're putting a pay freeze. From my point of view, you're putting a pay cut.
You're right, because as inflation goes up...
So you're agreeing it's a pay cut?
It is, and it's tough, and I totally accept that. I'm not trying to hide it from you.
And it's not just pay. David Cameron reveals that public sector pensions will be cut as well. Also on tonight, Cameron apologises for a shocking day in Northern Ireland's history. Soldiers killed 13 civilians on a civil rights march. Family and friends have waited nearly 4 decades for the truth. Now they have it.
Unjustified and unjustifiable. Those were the words we've been waiting to hear since the 30th of January 1972.
My uncle was innocent.
My brother William, we know he was innocent. We've always known. Now the world knows.
The Savile report says none of the victims were armed and soldiers opened fire without warning. We'll be asking what happens to those soldiers now. The war in Afghanistan has now claimed the lives of 300 British service personnel. Another Marine dies. Fallen in the line of duty, the last year has been the bloodiest since the campaign began.
The 300th death is no more or less tragic than the 299 that came before, but it is a moment, I think, for the whole country to reflect on the incredible service and sacrifice and dedication that our armed services give on our behalf.
Also on tonight's... David Cameron says Britain's record deficit is even worse than he expected, and he warns of the pain to come. He says dealing with it will change our whole way of life, everything from pay cuts to job losses.
The decisions we make will affect every single person in this country. And the effects of those decisions will stay with us for years, perhaps even decades to come.
Also on tonight's programme, new details. A budget of tax rises and spending cuts, the toughest deficit-busting package in a generation. George Osborne says his first budget will cut back the public sector in order to set free private enterprise.
Today we have paid the debts of a failed past and laid the foundations for a more prosperous future. The rich is paying the most and the vulnerable protected. That is our approach. Prosperity for all, that is our goal. And I commend this budget to the House.
It will hold back economic growth and will harm vital public services. Yes, it's his first budget, but it's the same old Tories.
VAT goes up to 20% in the new year. A radical shake-up for Britain's welfare system with cuts to benefits. Most public sector workers face a pay freeze for 2 years.
Personally, it makes a lot of difference to me out of my income, on my wages.
I was never a big spender, but it's a case of you've got to watch your pennies now.
We'll be looking at who's been hit hardest by the budget, also tonight.